Thanks for joining. Today I want to talk about read alouds. Hi, I'm Jennifer. Thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome back to my channel. I am the homeschooling mama of a fourth grader. We are having a great time on this adventure. On my channel, we talk about fourth grade, homeschool, and just enjoying this wonderful adventure that we're on. Today, I want to talk about read alouds, an update of where we are mid-year and then our plans for the rest of the year. As you know, my daughter went to a private school prior to us beginning to homeschool. And when she was in private school, I was able to volunteer, and I was very thankful for that time. While I volunteered, the teacher in the 5th and 6th grade class asked me to do read alouds with them. And I'm like, they're in 5th and 6th grade. Do they really want me to do read alouds with them? I mean, I have a preschooler at the time. And so I was like, yeah, read alouds with preschool. I got this. But then when we did 5th and 6th grade, I was amazed at how focused the 5th and 6th graders were. I was amazed at how much they enjoyed the read alouds. So read alouds are something that I think are extremely valuable. It's something that we definitely make time to do every day in our homeschool. First of all, we had a modified schedule over the summer, but one thing that we did make sure that we did was reading. And we made it through the Judy Blume entire box set of Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing. This was awesome. Ellie loved it. It was exactly on level for her. It was perfect and totally kept her attention. So I really liked the Judy Blume books. I will probably introduce her to some of the other Judy Blume books when she's a little bit older because I just love Judy Blume. It takes me back to when I was her age and I would devour those books. So those are truly some of her favorites. Every one of them in the Super Fudge series held her attention, and I was so thankful that she liked them as much as I did when I was younger. We also read Ranger in Time, which she really liked. This focuses on historical events, obviously with a twist because it is a fiction book, but she loves history, and so this was a great one for her. This was very much on grade level, and she liked it a lot. Then when we started what we are calling our official school, we started with Roald Dahl. We read James and the Giant Peach, which it did take her a little bit of time to get into, but once we got into the book, she really liked it. And I was also able to show her the movie. And so it was funny because she definitely learned that she likes the books more than she likes the movies. So I was really happy with that. I do have the boxed set, and we only read James and the Giant Peach. If we have time the second semester, I would like to get into Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but I'm not sure if we're going to have time because I have so many other read alouds planned. Next, we read Beezus and Ramona. Again, this is one that is exactly on her grade level. She loved it. She thought it was hysterical. With that, I was a little surprised that she didn't want to go directly into the next one in the series. I thought that we would, but she didn't want to do that. And so we chose something else. But with that, I'm hoping that we'll get into the second one of this as well. Next, we tried Little Women, and it was honestly just too old for her. There was too much dialogue. It was something that she didn't like. We made it through a first couple of chapters, and then we had to set it down. I am planning on reintroducing this in a couple of years, maybe next year, but Little Women was just a little bit too old for her, and so I didn't want to do something that she was having a really hard time following. So Little Women, we're coming back to you. So for her favorite series, no question, Chronicles of Narnia. So we have made it through 1 and 2. We are getting ready to start 3 when we get back in January. I don't know if we're going to make it to some of the other sequels that I wanted to do because she really, really is enjoying the Chronicles of Narnia. So I'm going to keep on with this as long as she likes it as the series. And we'll do 3, and then I may put another book in before 4 just to kind of spread it out a little bit. But this is by far, no question, our absolutely favorite series that we have for this year. We did take a break from these series books when the holidays came. Right before Thanksgiving, we read The Magic Tree House, which is their Thanksgiving holiday edition. And so, of course, it's fun. It was The Magic Tree House. And since we had so much fun with the Thanksgiving one when it was Christmas, We read Magic Treehouse, Merlin Missions. Again, very solid. She liked it. It was a lot of fun. I asked her what her all-time favorite book was that we had read so far this year. She did not even hesitate. Best Christmas pageant ever. She loved it. She was drawn in from the moment it started. She laughed through the whole thing. We watched the movie on YouTube and she loved the movie as well. So this is her #1 recommendation for what we have read so far this year. The final book that we read for the holiday was The True Gift. This one she did not want to read. When we read the back of it, she said that it sounded too sad and she did not want to read it. We just finished it today and she told me that the back did not tell a good story and did not sell the book very well, that it was a much better book than what the back of it seemed to be. So she did like The True Gift. So those are all of the books that we have read so far in 4th grade. Now, what we're planning on doing for the second semester, obviously the Chronicles of Narnia, we're going to start with it as soon as we get back in January, and we're going to be reading those probably through 4th grade and then maybe into 5th grade. But I wanted to include some other books. These are the ones that I've chosen that we are going to do as read alouds as well, or at least as many as we can for 4th grade. And then I think that we'll probably end up doing a little over the summer, and some of them may end up going into 5th grade, just depending on the time that we have. One that I've chosen for second semester, and it's probably going to be one of the first ones that we read after we do the 3rd book in the Chronicles of Narnia, is The One and Only Ivan. If you have not read this book, this is such an amazing book. I'm so excited for Ellie to be able to experience it. The next one that I have is Mrs. Frisby and the Rats of Nim. I have not read this book. I have received great recommendations for it, and so I'm really excited to get into this one as well. Walk Two Moons. This is a tall tale. It's one that will grab you and pull you right in. Finally, The Borrowers. Now, again, I have not read this one. I may read this one before we read it as a read aloud, just because I don't know that much about it. It was recommended, but I think that I want to read this one before we do it as a read aloud. So those are the books that we have planned for our read alouds for second semester in 4th grade, as well as the ones that we have already read for our first semester in 4th grade. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Please hit that subscribe button and then drop a comment on the video and let me know what your favorite 4th grade or 5th grade read alouds are. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day.